Good afternoon, very warm welcome to Pack You're In for this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship round 2 clash. In fact, it's first round for Cork. My name is Patrick Mulcahy and beside me is six-time winner with Cork in the 90s and 90s, Linda Merrick, of course, now writing for the Evening Echo. Linda, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. It's great to be able to have some sport on this Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely, and it's absolutely a beautiful day considering all the weather warnings. The sun is splitting the stones here. Small bit of a wind, but it's a beautiful day for a hurling game.
It is, and it should be a very enjoyable day indeed. I suppose sporting matters, COVID-19 and all that has an effect on both sides throughout, and looking forward to the Camogie aspect of things. Cork, unfortunately, last week had a bye against Offaly because of Offaly withdrawing due to COVID cases. Wouldn't have helped their matters in getting ready for today's game.
Yeah, it's disappointing for Cork. Everyone wants to get their championship off the ground, particularly when you look at it. The other teams have, some of them have qualified already. Some of them, this weekend or even next weekend is their final game. And yet this is Cork's first outing. So Cork are a couple of weeks behind some of the other teams. So in that sense, it's unfortunate. I know they played a couple of challenge games, but it's nothing like competitive hurling. So they couldn't wait for today. They're bursting at the chops here to get out. So I expect them to really come out here with a lot of enthusiasm and energy,
As for Wexford then, of course, they were out themselves last week, but we're at the end of a bit of a drubbing. But you would feel that this is very much a development side for Wexford. They've got a very young team lining out today.
Yeah, going through it, so the stars of the past, a lot of them are missing now. They're obviously rebuilding again. They've even made changes from last weekend. Obviously trying out a lot of things. They did a lot last week, which was good, which was impressive compared to they had a poor 2018-2019 campaigns. They finished second bottom of the table in both years. They scored 3-9 last week, which was good. They got 3 good goals against Galway, which isn't easy. But at the other end, they conceded 5, and that's a concern for them, particularly against a pacey Cork forward line in a nice big pitch like Parky Rink today. So, I'm looking forward to seeing how it will play out and how Wexford will handle themselves again here today.
Should be interesting indeed. Just to go through a couple of points, I suppose. Camogie and ladies football very much in the news the last couple of weeks, but looking through the Cork panel, there's 5 dual players among the squad. Libby Coppinger, Hannah Looney, Ciara McCarthy, who was on the bench, also Maeve Cahalane and Fiona Keaton. The 5 players who will be involved, I suppose, looking towards next week. They'll have the 2 games in the 24 hours, so it's going to be a busy period for these girls over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, look, it's always a busy period when you're a dual player, and I think Paddy Murray and Effie Fitzgerald manage it well between them as regards training and making sure the players aren't burnt out. It's when the games come fast and furious that the players have no control over is when the issue arises. I think all the, thankfully, and, full credit to Galway for doing the honourable thing and offering to play next Sunday instead of next Saturday to free up the Cork Camogie players and the footballers. So the footballers are out on Saturday and Cork are out on Sunday, and I think that's all due players are looking for. They're looking for 24 hours at least before games, and that's a very small ask in my opinion. I think we could even do better than that, and and split the weeks between football and hurling. But look, a first step would be just to stop the one-day clashes and to have those games 24 hours apart, because inevitably it happens anyway that they end up switching one of the games, and you've got all this furore and all this anger and all this upset for nothing. So I just hope that things improve in the future.
Yes, we hope they do improve. One thing that has improved, though, are some of the rules which haven't changed since the start of the year. There are 6 new rule changes, and just to quickly go through them, the quick puck out, persistent fouling, free from the hand from inside her own 45, dropping of the hurley and the which is now banned, as well as the hand pass to the goal. The penalty in the 20-metre free, well, that must be taken outside the 20-metre. But I suppose the big talking point really is the grey area of the contact, and where the 2 players going to meet the ball may make a more forcible contact, even though it must be a minimal contact. A very grey area.
Yeah, and the rules are fantastic, and full credit for those to implement them. But I still think the one grey area in our game and the different ways in how referees perceived them was the contact, and that was a massive problem. You could have 12 frees in one game, you could have 40 in another game, and that grey area is still there with this contact rule. So I'm very disappointed with that. I think you just have to allow contact. You have to allow shouldering, unless it's a dirty move or a foul move or an overly aggressive move. I think you have to allow, two players go hell for leather at it, use their shoulder, use their body, and then may the best player come out.
Yeah, and look, we will go through the rules in more detail if required during the afternoon. But let's turn our attention to today's game and have a look at the two sides. There's two changes on the Cork team that was announced during the week. Amy Lee is going to start out in goal. Maeve Cahalan is going to be coming in for Libby Coppinger in one corner, and in the other corner is going to be Ellen Murphy. She is going to be replacing Gemma O'Connor, and in between them in full back is Laura Tracy. Corner or wing backs then is Pamela Mackey. Centre back will be Hannah Looney and Laura Hayes on the left wing. And then up in the middle of the field, Chloe Sigerson moving up from her left wing position where she usually would be. She is going to be partnered by Aisling Thompson. And in the forward line, a bit of a change here as well. Izzy O'Regan, Orla Cronin and Katrina Mackey is going to be the half forward line. A full forward line then of Amy O'Connor, Linda Collins and Fiona Keating. Quite a strong team to get Cork underway this year.
Yeah, a good strong team, and some of those players have impressed massive. They're making their debut. Ellen Murphy from SARS had a great season with SARS this year. She's impressed over the last couple of seasons. Delighted to see her getting her chance. And Fiona Keating, while has been on the panel, I think last year as well, she deserves her starting position. Had a storming championship with Corsie Rovers that won the county championship for the first time this year. Scored a hat-trick in the final. Very fast, very pacey, and very confident player. So delighted to see her in and have a chance. And look, and Paddy, to be fair, has done that over the last number of years. He'll always try and bring in a player or two. And now that we're without the likes of Aoife Murray and Orla Cotter and Gemma O'Connor today through injury, then, it's great to see these young players being blended in.
OK, before we look through the Wexford team, we're going to stand for a round of Ian. Just to quickly go through the Wexford team, it's Laura Brennan in goal, Laura Dempsey, Anya Lacey and Louise O'Leary the full back line, Anna Hennessy, Katie O'Connor and Emma Walsh the half back line, Ciara O'Connor and Linda Bulger in the middle of the field, Anya Curran, Jackie Quigley and Chloe Fox the full half forward line, and Joanne Dillon, Shirley Keogh and Sarah O'Connor the full forward line. It's Cork will be playing from right to left in their traditional red in towards the city end, and his Napier I should say. Well, Wexford are going to have won the first free of the afternoon to get proceedings underway. And striking this one is going to be Sarah O'Connor from the St. Martin's Club. Striking along, Amy Lee not dealing with it inside there, and a chance now for Wexford to get on the scoreboard. Joanne Dillon's inside there, passing the ball outside. It was a flick away inside there by Hannah Looney. Cork looking to try and clear their lines in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship, but our referee from Galway this afternoon, John McDonough, has seen a foul, and it's an early chance for Wexford to get on the scoreboard. Coverage brought to you this afternoon by Black Bee, proud sponsors of the Cork Camogie teams, who are pollinating great ideas across Cork. And of course you can join the lads down in South Mal. This free is being taken inside there by Linda Bulger, and that has converted an early score, Linda, for Wexford to settle themselves down.
Absolutely, yeah. A bit disappointed with those two frees. I think they were soft enough. I hope we're not going to have a stop-start game,
It's the first time we see Amy Lee with the possession this afternoon, pucky down towards this near touchline. Players just not getting this clear see of it. Katrina Mackey was under pressure, and a chance now for Wexford to go through the tackles. Here's Ciara O'Connor working away inside the 45-metre line. Pops that ball inside, but it was an easy catch inside there for Maeve Cahalan. Of course, the Cahalan brothers will be in action later this afternoon as the Cork Curlers take on Waterford. Here's Chloe Sigerson offloading inside to Katrina Mackey. Back down the line to Sigerson. Turns back outside, 50 yards off from goal.
ball.
Sees the free player inside in the centre, but just not caught inside by Fiona Keating. But Cork have won back possession. Cute ball being played inside the full forward line. Here's Linda Collins of the Corsie Rovers Club, who of course won the Cork Senior Camogie Championship a couple of weeks ago. Collins on the loop, playing it outside to Sigerson. It was a loose pass, but Sigerson did well. Sigerson sees the free player inside. Worked inside and towards Fiona Keating. In fact, inside there is Amy O'Connor, the captain of the Cork side here from the St. Vincent's Club. An early shot from the captain, but there was a foul advantage, wasn't accrued, and it's a chance for Cork to level up this game. And for what it's worth, the wind in this opening half, Wexford have a strong breeze here in Park Urin this afternoon. So Cork playing against the wind, and a chance here now for Orla Cronin from Inniskeen to get the Rebelettes on the board. Just gone over 3 minutes gone on the clock, and the Cork centre forward sends that in and over the bar to level the game for the first time this afternoon. There's a puckle from Laura Brennan, sending it over towards that far side of the field. As Cork now looking to try and win the breaking ball. Hannah Looney is on one knee under pressure inside her. The ball's been worked out there by Chloe Fox of Wexford. And a chance now for Shelley Keogh, one of the stalwarts of this team from Arlott Bala. Arlott, of course, winning the Senior Camogie Championship down for Wexford. Shot going there from Anya Curran. The ball's going to the right-hand side and wide. Level game after 4 minutes in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. Quick puck out taken by Amy Lee. Sent short into the centre and towards Laura Hayes. Snap ball down the line. Down towards Orla Cronin. Got the opening score for Cork moments ago. And a crossfield ball. Looking for space over towards Orla Cronin on the far side. Chance now for Cronin. She pops off out towards Katrina Mackey. And Cork now just recycling outside. Here under pressure now was Orla Cronin. Plays it outside towards Chloe Sigerson. Back out towards her killer teammate Hannah Looney. Looney looking to try and take on this defence. There's an advantage being played. No advantage accruing. A high hurley, says our referee. And it's a free for Cork. And a chance now for Cork to take control of this game, Linda.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised with Wexford as well. You know, they've gone very defensive. They have the wind, and they had one player in the full forward line, one in the half forward line, and beyond that, they'd nobody from midfield up, and you've Maeve Cahalan standing free between both lines. And really, you know, you've got to win. You've got to score to win a game. So you can go to. Obviously, they're worried about Cork's forward line, but really, they need to attack the game as well with the wind advantage.
Chance now for Orla Cronin, and she converts that free. So Orla Cronin with 2 scores to her name already this afternoon. A little over 5 minutes gone in the clock. Of course, if Cork do win today, they will have qualified for the knockout stages of the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. And plenty of results have to happen in between. It was Hannah Looney who fell over that ball. A chance now for Jackie Quigley, who pops that ball inside towards Shelley Keogh. And it's a really good score from Shelley Keogh, leveling up this game after 5.5 minutes. You mentioned earlier on, Linda, they can be dangerous, Wexford, when they get on the break.
Yeah, they've 4 across the half forward line there now, and that was a good score from distance. And if they're going to keep their players out deep, then they need to score from distance.
The ball worked up towards Laura Hayes after the quick puck out from Amy Lee. Inside there is or Linda Collins it is. Popping that ball outside, no advantage accruing. And in fact, it was a free out for over carrying the ball. John McDonough awarding a free. And the free's going to be brought back inside the 20-metre line. Just outside it, in fact, here in Park Urin. Hope you're enjoying the coverage, the early stages this afternoon. That free's been taken by Sarah O'Connor, who's dropped quite a bit back from her starting position. Ball's worked out towards Chloe Fox. Playing it down the line. Cork looking to try and cut out that attack, but it hasn't worked out. Ciara O'Connor winning on the breaking ball, popping that ball inside towards Quigley. And Jackie Quigley taking a shot, half blocked down, so dangerous inside the Cork square. But in fairness to the Cork keeper, Amy Lee, she's dealt with it very well. Playing it out over towards that far side, towards Pamela Mackey. Of course, one of 2 twins in this starting team. Of course, her twin sister Katrina wearing number 12 this afternoon. Here's Hannah Looney offloading to Laura Tracy. Tracy offloading that ball towards Aisling Thompson. The first time we've seen the Milford lady in action this afternoon. Sending a low ball inside. Chance now for Amy O'Connor, showing that burst of speed. A chance for the St. Vincent's lady. It was a heavy hit there. And it has to be a free in because she was in possession of the ball. And some attention is going to have to be required. But that's what Cork can show. They can show that little bit of dangerous and tenacity, starting with their fullback Laura Tracy, working all the way up to the full forward line.
Yeah, they recycled the ball well, and they had speed. And Amy will always take on the player and go for it. And just got a heavy knock there as she was going through. So,
how important now today, missing the likes of a Gemma O'Connor in centre back, is it for the Cork defence to try and hold out strong now for today?
I think it's very important. They need to. You need leaders when you lose the likes of Orla Cotter and Gemma O'Connor and them. You need other leaders to step up. And I'd be expecting the likes of Laura Tracy and Aisling Thompson and Chloe Sigerson. Those type of players to drive this team forward. They're very experienced at this point. And Pam Mackey as well is a great leader, and I'm sure they will step up to the mark.
Another yellow card brandished to Wexford cornerback Laura Dempsey for that rash challenge. Just attention for Sarah O'Connor inside the 13-metre line. We've got a lot of Cork viewers here today, Linda. Just to mention about the Camogie Championship, it was of a very good standard this year in Cork.
It was a great club championship, and I really enjoyed it this year. I don't know, is it because the games were so condensed and close together, but week in and week out we had some tremendous games, and new champions for the third year in a row. SARS last year, Courcey Rovers this year, and really the Cork Club Championship is one of the best that's out there. And yet, unfortunately, Courcey's didn't get much of a break from their county final win, and then they lost to a very good Ina Kilnamona team from Clare in the Munster semi-final. But I'm quite sure the county championship was enough for them, their first time ever, so they're happy.
Referee is saying that we will have to continue on. Ciara O'Connor, obviously.
I think he's right. I think
Sarah O'Connor's under some distress inside that. In fact, he's actually going in to see what the problem is now. Yeah, so just referee just checking on the welfare of the Wexford player who was mentioned to be starting the corner forward, but she's come quite defensively in the early stages of this game. So now, after that 2-minute break, a chance now for Orla Cronin to extend, or retake the lead, I should say, in the end of this 10th minute. And she does convert that free. It's a well-worked score, deserving score for Cork after that great play through the centre of the park. Chance now for Wexford to set up another attack. Puck out from Laura Brennan down the centre. There's a super catch over there by Ciara O'Connor. Under pressure over there. And Cork now looking to try and throw in numbers. Chloe Sigerson inside there, but her pocket was taken there by Shelley Keogh. Sending the ball long inside. Maeve Cahalane was beaten to the ball, but here's Ella Murphy playing in the corner. Passed it back to Amy Lee, I should say. Switch the play down towards Laura Tracy. Tracy popping that ball outside up towards Aisling Thompson.
Yeah,
Thompson, that was just slow.
Too slow, took her time there.
Thompson did very well though to keep it in from going out. Paddy Mackey, an absolute frustration. And there was a talking going to be given here by our Galway official to, looks like, Anya Curran.
I didn't see too much there. Did you see something there? I didn't see anything.
Well, I'm not sure if it's worthy of a yellow card or not, but we'll have to trust our Galway official. That's a second yellow card in the book for Wexford here. 1 moment to go to Laura Dempsey and now to Anya Curran. And no chance now for first time we'll see Chloe Sigerson this afternoon in her career. She has scored 226 in competitive games for Cork. This is her 46th appearance in the Cork jersey. A chance now for the lady playing in midfield. Ball being spread out right. The wind obviously very strong this afternoon. Ball's inside, just outside the parallelogram. Here's Fiona Keating. Ball then up the floor. Good pressure there from the Wexford defence. But in fairness, she did very well to pop it outside to Katrina Mackey. Ball's walked outside, out towards Chloe Sigerson. Sigerson has to revert back outside. Here's Aisling Thompson walking inside, but good pressure there from the Wexford defence. Made sure that ball goes left and wide. First wide for Cork after 12 minutes this afternoon. Chance now for Laura Brennan to get going once again. Breaking ball over that far side, broken down by Laura Tracy. Chance now for Katrina Mackey. Plays that ball inside to Orla Cronin. Broke through two Wexford defenders. Offloads the ball out towards Chloe Sigerson. 50 yards out from goal. Against the wind. This one just tailing though to the right-hand side and wide. Cork are going to probably have to work it through the lines, Linda, just to...
That's what they're trying to do, but Wexford have gone very defensive, and obviously after conceding 5 goals last week, they've done their work on that, and they're working very hard. They're doing well defensively, but again, are they quite happy just to defend the game, or are they going to go out and attack and win it because they've nobody up front again?
The breaking ball won by Laura Hayes. Ball's walked inside in towards Orla Cronin, who's been the scorer of Cork's 3 points so far. Ball's inside, out towards Linda Collins. There's a great score from the Corsie Rovers full forward. And Cork stamping on their authority. They lead 4 points to 2.
Good catch.
And 3-1 over there by Wexford. Off the puck out.
It's a great catch.
Again, as you mentioned, like last week, they showed real good glimpses, Wexford, of that game against Galway last week. And they're showing glimpses again today here this afternoon.
They're working very hard, and last week their work rate was commented on as well. So, you know, they're certainly not in awe of Cork. They're taking the game to them, but I'm just a bit concerned that they're not attacking the game like they should. Great score, though.
That's a great score indeed over there. That was taken over there by Chloe Fox. Super score over there by Chloe Fox, albeit aided with the wind. So we're coming up to this water break very shortly indeed. That puck was taken by Amy Lee out towards Maeve Cahalan, showing good pace. Inside to Aisling Thompson, who offloads it to Hannah Looney. Looney working away inside the 65-metre line. Ball is lost though by the Cork attack, and a chance for Ciara O'Connor to clear the lines. Sends it over towards the corner. Maeve Cahalan's not going to get to it. Chance for Wexford to get on the ball. It's a good pick there by Jackie Quigley. In fact, sorry, it was Joanne Dillon who it was. Ball's walked inside towards Shelley Keogh. That ball going to the left-hand side and wide by Shelley Keogh. As we come to the end of the 15th minute. And referee says we're going for a water break. So, compared to the GA rules, Camogie rules will say that the water break, the time has to keep on going. Cork leading now 4 points to 3 after this opening quarter. And you'd be happy enough at this stage, Linda, from a Cork point of view, that you're up by a point against the wind. You haven't played a game for 8 months as well.
Yeah, Cork are looking a bit rusty, but to credit to Wexford, you know, they're defending very well, crowding Cork out as they're trying to work the ball up the field. So happy to be a point up, you know, but impressed with Wexford, but I say, you know, I can't see Wexford. They're only a point behind, but you know they have the wind, and they're most of the game so far they played 1 or 2 forwards up above from midfield up, and they're not going to win the game with that.
Okay, they won the last ball there. Ciara O'Connor winning, or Sarah O'Connor was who won a free over on that far side. But they're trying to nullify Maeve Cahalan as the sweeper, trying to send it into space. But she's not going to do all the donkey work on her own for 60 minutes of the game.
No, she's not, and that's the thing. They showed a glimpse there with Joanne Dillon and Jackie Quigley there, what they can do when they drive forward. Their interplay is very good. They scored a fantastic team goal last week with the same way. You know, Galway didn't touch the ball as they worked it up and rocketed to the net. But, you know, they need to push forward to do that. And I hope they do.
16.5 minutes gone as we turn our attentions back out to the field. Both sets of teams getting ready to come out. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks for both Cork Camogie, ladies football, and of course the GA all round. But it's great to have sport back on our television sets and our streaming sets, your mobile phones, wherever you may be watching it around the world. It's great to be bringing you this game live in association with Black Bee Investments, proud sponsors of the Cork Camogie teams who are pollinating great ideas across Cork. The water break, which lasted in around 2 minutes, so we'll have a bit of added time at the end of this opening half. Sees Amy Lee going to restart play. The Piershig player sending it over to the corner over that far side. Chance now for Cork to try and get themselves going once again.
That's it, nice fast ball.
And Chloe, it was just too long for Chloe Sigerson. And a chance now for Wexford to try and walk that ball inside from Emma Walsh. Walked it inside. Good tackle inside there by Shelley Keogh. Got 3 touches onto the ball there, but Ashley Thompson showing brute strength there to get out in front of it. Great pass outside by Linda Hayes. Just not caught cleanly there by Chloe Sigerson, but found a free corner forward inside. That's Izzy O'Regan from Ballygarvan. Plays a cute ball inside and towards the full forward line, looking for Amy O'Connor, who just slipped on that occasion. And a chance now for Wexford possibly to try and clear their lines, but Katie O'Connor was fouled there on that occasion. It's going to be a free out, which is quickly taken. Up towards Jackie Quigley, who sends it long inside, but Maeve Cahalane, acting as sweeper inside the Cork defence, was first out to it. Here in possession is Hannah Looney, offloading that ball to Aisling Thompson. Thompson, of course, was captain of the 2018 winning side. Plays a crossfield ball over towards Pamela Mackey from Douglas. Going through the heart of this Wexford defence, playing a low ball inside. Amy O'Connor is in there, and she's got possession. There's a free girl inside if they can see the ball, but she goes outside. In fact, here is O'Connor. That was Linda Collins who won that ball. And a great goal inside there by Amy O'Connor. Linda Collins doing all the donkey work at the bottom of the ruck. And that's the first green flag here in Parkgreen this afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic goal. Great finish by Amy, but a tremendous pass from Linda Collins. Cork worked that ball up the field well. When they recycle the ball, it can be impressive, but at times it can be their downfall as well.
Cork looking to try and run it through the lines. It's a poor ball though by Sigerson, was behind Izzy O'Regan. And now Wexford looking to try and get back into it. 19 minutes gone on the clock. A great interception there by Linda Hayes, but breaking onto it was Shelley Keogh. Keogh working inside the de-exclusion zone, and something like that we mentioned at the top of the show. Linda, you did mention it. They are breaking on some good ball. They can work a really good score like that.
Yeah, and they're quite capable of slotting them over and hitting the net when they do that. So the game seems to have opened up a bit. We've got a couple of nice scores there now.
1-4 playing 4 points in this Group 2 encounter. Ball being walked inside in towards Pamela Mackey, but just went a small bit loose. Here's Sarah O'Connor now, working it outside to Emma Walsh and over towards Katie O'Connor. Cork looking to try and press up, but Maeve Cahalane now just picking up that breaking ball over the Boring Manor road side of the ground. Playing it inside towards Hannah Looney. And again now Cork looking to try and keep it close in contact. Linda Hayes switching that play over towards that far side. Again Pamela Mackey just regaining composure. Plays the ball across in towards the full forward line. Fiona Keating is inside the bottom of that ruck. Just didn't get the cleanest of catches, and Wexford now looking to try and win that breaking ball. And they've won it through Ciara O'Connor. Ball being sent in by Emma Walsh in towards the corner. Keogh just couldn't get a catch in it. Laura Tracy winning that breaking ball. Sorry, Linda.
Sorry, I'm just saying they're outnumbered again. Wexford up front, 4-2.
Low ball sent in by Aisling Thompson in towards Amy O'Connor. O'Connor plays the ball inside in towards Fiona Keating under pressure. And now, I'm not sure what the foul is for. Actually, the referee has stopped play because there's speaking to here by Aisling Thompson. Obviously, Thompson has said something to our Galway official. It is going to be a free in though. Of course, there was a foul there on Amy O'Connor, so that's why the free is going to be given.
And obviously, Aisling wasn't happy with the free, the foul. Yeah. Looks like we have a bit of rain coming, do we?
So as the wind just starts to pick up here in Parkgreen this afternoon, might be a small shower of rain on the horizon. Some attention being acquired by the Wexford defender. And again, it's Sarah O'Connor who is receiving attention. Did get a knock about 12 or 13 minutes ago. Obviously, the physio for Wexford is going to be tending toward Louise Mulhare. A chance now for Orla Cronin. As you see, Sarah O'Connor's got some strapping on her left hand. Chance for Orla Cronin now to extend that lead back out to 4 once again, with less than 8 minutes left on the clock in regulation time. Chance for the Enniskeane centre forward. Star of their show this summer. And she has converted that free nicely. Cork will be relatively happy so far, one would think, Linda.
Yeah, I think so. I think as the game is going on, they seem to be slowly opening Wexford up at the back. Wexford have pushed up a bit now. That's why they're able to open them up a little bit at the back. But hence, Wexford should be more of a threat going forward now.
The ball worked inside towards Anya Cronin. There was a foul there by Chloe Sigerson now on Ciara O'Connor. There was a chop across the hurley. And it's going to be a free. And in fact, Sigerson's going to be spoken to here. I'm just wondering, is that chop going to be a yellow card?
I think that's very harsh if it is. I think the yellow cards are given out too easily.
Across the leg, he says, and it's a yellow card for Chloe Sigerson. 3 yellow cards inside the opening 23 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I think they're pretty harsh yellow cards, to be honest. The first one may be on Amy O'Connor, but the others I think were a bit soft. And you know, that can get inside a player's head, nervous about making a strong challenge after that, you know.
So a chance now for Wexford to get there. Another score from free, and that's Linda Bulger converting that one. 1-5 playing 5 points here in Park You're enjoying the coverage courtesy of our team at Sport Export Cork. Thanks to the lads for jumping on board this afternoon to showing all Cork Camogie fans coverage of this game behind closed doors, of course. Here's Chloe Sigerson switching that play over towards the right. A beautiful ball worked over towards Izzy O'Regan. Pops that ball outside. That's Linda Collins, I should say. Offloading the ball outside to Orla Cronin. Cronin working outside. There's a chop there across.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a free in for Cork. I think, and I don't want to be critical, I don't think that's much more different than the last 2 yellow cards that we've seen.
Yeah, that was a clear chop, you know, yeah. Yeah, the game is opening up a bit because Wexford are pushing further up, so there's a bit more space for Cork inside as well.
Cork playing against quite a strong breeze here into the city end in this opening half. A chance for Orla Cronin to add another one to her tally, and she has done that indeed. 1-6 to 5 points as we enter now the final 5 minutes. Paddy Mackey and his team, you would have to think, okay, they're getting only 1-1 from play, but you would have to think they'd be quite content with this opening 25 minutes.
Yeah, look, I think they'll have, you know, it's their first game since last February, first competitive game. Definitely it benefited Wexford last week having a game, so the game might even open up more in the second half.
Aisling Thompson under pressure inside there, and referee says that the ball was carried over on the far side, and it's going to be a free in for Wexford. Possibly Ciara O'Connor thinking about to take it. Now comes Chloe Fox though, from the St. Martin's Club. Fox takes it quickly down the line, but just not controlled by the Wexford player. Cork now looking to try and capitalise on that. Sigerson was trying to pop the breaking ball, but she's won it at the bottom of that ruck. But she's been turned over there cutely by Emma Walsh. A great tackle there by the Glen Barntown player. Ball's worked inside. Dangerous into Amy Lee. Of course, Amy's first full season as the Cork keeper. Laura Tracy offloading the ball to Aisling Thompson. Works the ball short, looking for Fiona Keaton, who's making her senior championship debut this afternoon. Keating playing that ball inside, looking for Linda Collins. Big hit there on Collins, but that's acceptable under the new rules. Smart ball though across the 20-metre line over towards Amy O'Connor from the St. Vincent's Club, and that's how dangerous Cork can be. That's a super score there by Amy O'Connor. Cork getting a well-worked score there after a smack ball across by Linda Collins across the full-back line of Wexford. Amy O'Connor showed a great burst of speed to get across. Puck out from Laura Brennan down towards this near touchline in front of us. Here's Fiona Keaton offloaded to Aisling Thompson. Turns back on our left-hand side. Thompson's a free shot to Sigerson. Offloads it now to Hannah Looney. Looking to try and take this game now to Wexford. Looney through the centre. Here's Laura Hayes with a bit of a loose pass under pressure there from Laura Hayes, and allows Wexford to break out of attack. Emma Walsh hitting that ball over towards the far side. Ella Murphy though, very much game to it. Murphy is, in fact, it was the Wexford player who lost to Hurley, but Cork have won it out through Chloe Sigerson. And here's Thompson playing inside her own 65-metre line. Great tackle inside there though by Ciara O'Connor. Technically they're very good though on the tackle, Wexford. Cork just a small bit on the sloppy side with the hand passing, but you can expect that after an 8-week break. Linda Hayes under pressure now as the Hurley, but a great tackle inside there by Jackie Quigley. Ball kept in from going out. A chance now for Shelley Keogh. Switch the play, but just straight down on top of the Cork defender. And that was Pamela Mackey. Walking the ball in through the lines. Mackey in towards the centre of the park, looking towards the corners, looking for Linda Collins, but a mistake there, allowing Linda Collins in by the Wexford defender. That was Anya Lacey. They've one possession back through Louise O'Leary, and Lacey clears the lines. Straight out though to Pamela Mackey. 50 yards out from goal. Ball walked inside towards her twin sister Katrina. There's a chance now for Izzy O'Regan. In fact, it's Fiona Keaton, I should say, sorry. Fiona Keaton walked inside the exclusion zone. She half hooked on that occasion, just tailing to the right hand side and wide. 1 minute left of regulation time. And 3 minutes of additional time is going to be awarded by our official. So, chance now for Laura Brennan to restart play. Of course, under the new rules, once the referee blows the whistle, play can restart straight away in both, whether there's a wide or a score. That's going to be a fascinating rule over the next couple of weeks in this All-Ireland Senior County Championship. Laura Tracy getting out, breaking out with that ball, falling to the floor, pop the ball back outside. Well worked by Cork. Here's Sigerson, but again Sigerson, like her midfield partner Thompson's just been caught once or twice in a slow breakaway and getting hooked to block.
Yeah, and Cork, there's a bit they're taking the foot off the pedal a little bit when they're bursting forward. Aisling got hooked, Chloe got hooked there, just too slow at this level.
Laura Hayes getting down to break that ball towards Fiona Keaton. Hannah Looney offloads it down towards this near side. Chance now for Cork to work another opportunity. Aisling Thompson plays the ball inside, looking for Amy O'Connor. And Connor's turned the defender on a sixpence. O'Connor taking the shot, and O'Connor taking a superb score. It's a savage score by the St. Vincent's lady, and Cork now extending the lead out to 6 points. Amy O'Connor, she is really turning it into her own, Linda, and G.
Yeah, she's flying it. She has the legs there inside, and Wexford haven't made a change on her yet, which they possibly need to do.
Chance now for Wexford through Laura Dempsey. Play that ball inside. Aisling Thompson getting an intercepting Hurley in between. Ball wasn't the greatest from Thompson. The referee says a chop there. Once again, it's a chance now for Wexford. Popsy is taking a score. That free though illegally taken, and that free is going to have to be restarted.
I'd like to see Cork play more direct. I think the short passing is catching them too much.
Do you know what? That free was taken out of the hand, and it's actually going to be a free to Cork, if I think I'm right. Can't be taken out of the hand. It can only be taken out of the hand once it's inside the 45-metre line. I just wonder, the technicality, is it a cash ball or is it a free?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
So-
the new rules, I'm not seeing the keepers or the full backs or the half back line taking advantage of the new rule where the keeper can have a quick puck out after a score or a wide. They still seem to be waiting for the referee to give them the go ahead. And really, if you can do it quicker and your full back and half back line are awake and ready for it, it could put you in a driving position going forward.
Wexford getting a second opportunity, this time taken from in the correct means of manner. That ball's blocked down there by Laura Tracy from the free of Chloe Fox. Here's Ella Murphy. Playing that ball outside to Sigerson. Murphy kept on a run. Just got turned over there. Did well to get a boot to it. And Cork momentum kept on going forward. Cork hunting now for this ball, but Chloe Fox from St. Martin's has dealt with it very well. And a chance now for Wexford possibly to add on a further score. But this ball going to the left-hand side and wide. That was a wide there from Ciara O'Connor. So we're right at the end of the third minute.
Again, Amy's waiting for the ref to give her the go ahead here.
But she doesn't need...
She doesn't need to. She's hopping, and Laura Hayes was out there in plenty time to receive a quick puck out and never got it.
And that was a soft free given away by Laura Hayes. The action wasn't clear enough and it was a throw ball.
Yeah, really, they're not tuned in yet to the new rule.
A chance now for Wexford to reduce the margin back down to 5 before half time. Cork leading 1-8 to 5 points here, and a breezy park you're in. Not as breezy as it was at the start of the game, but still quite a decent breeze all the same, which would affect the trajectory of this size 4 sliotar that they use. And a chance here for Linda Bulger, and this ball going in just the inside of that far upright, going in and over the bar. 1-8 playing 6 points, and referee John McDonough is going to blow a half-time whistle in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship Group 1 Round 2. Cork leading at half-time 1-8 to 6 points. We'll be back with you in around 5 minutes' time.
Halftime here, guys, at Parky Ring. Our commentators will be back very shortly.
Half time here in Parker, Cork leading 1-8 to 6 points. And a bright start from Cork as we wait for Cork to re enter the field. Linda, I suppose, just a couple of inquiries at half time. One of those big ones are the playing rules. And just quickly go through them. You mentioned about the quick puck out during that first half. As soon as the scores, a wide goes in and the referee blows the whistle, the keeper can take the puck out straight away.
Yeah, as soon as the ball is out of play after an attack, whether it's a score or whether it goes wide, the goalkeeper has the option. Once the referee is blowing the whistle to acknowledge that wide or score, the goalkeeper can take a quick puck out. And they don't seem to be doing that at the moment. They still seem to be waiting for the to go ahead for the referee, and they don't need that.
Persistent fouling, a player who's deemed to be persistently fouling another player, which is two deliberate fouls, she gets a ticking the referee's notebook, and then the third one goes to a yellow card. But unfortunately, we've seen shops who bring a bit iffy.
Yeah, we're seeing direct yellow cards rather than a ticking. So I don't think that's come into play yet in referees' minds.
Dropping the hurley, and of course the hand pass, they're now illegal as well, so that's straightforward. The penalty in the 20-metre free can't be taken inside. The one thing I suppose we got caught there during the first half was the free from the hand.
Yeah.
You know, that has to be inside the 45-metre line from the same player that was fouled.
Yeah, so if a defender inside their own 45 is fouled, they can take a quick free out of their own hand from where they were fouled.
And the other one we mentioned at the top, the contact. It's a bit of a grey area.
Yeah, grey area still.
I'm sure we'll get more on that during the afternoon as Wexford looking to try and get an early score here from Ciara O'Connor, but that ball just landing short to Amy Lee. Cork look unchanged in this start of this second half. Here's Orla Cronin playing quite deep, but again, just over carrying the ball too much into that tackle, and a chance now for Wexford with an early opportunity to get on the scoreboard.
Bit harsh, I felt there.
Just to go in more into that contact, tis when the two players are going for a reasonable effort to a ball that they may put a shoulder, but again, it says minimal effort or minimal force.
Yeah, sure.
Now, how do you define minimal force?
That there's no change really there to the interpretation from previous, to be honest with you.
So, Chloe Fox just been told where the correct position of the free should be taken from. Great to see referees and sideline officials mic'd up this afternoon so they can communicate wirelessly. A chance here for Chloe Fox. Ball worked inside, a great block inside there though by Hannah Looney. And a chance now for Wexford possibly to get a score. Amy Lee just has to bat that ball out. And it could have been a chance of a penalty possibly. Ashley Thompson does put this defence under pressure, and a goal there against the run of play for Wexford. Well, it looks to be Shelley Keogh, I think it was, but Thompson was just trying to clear that ball, and she got in the way of her Cork compatriot, and that cleared the way for Shelley Thompson just to pull first time and ended up into the back of the net. An early goal here for Wexford, and Wexford now in the ascendancy. Chloe Fox now over on that far side. Cork under pressure here, but again, over carrying the balls as the referee as he runs away. It's a free out, but that was not the start Cork were looking for. But Wexford against the break of play, Linda Melrick.
Yeah.
Perfect start, what they required.
Yeah, again, a defensive mix-up inside with Cork, a bit of complacency there. Maybe, Amy Lee batting that out. It's always a dangerous thing to do. Sometimes you've no choice, but it can go anywhere.
Orla Cronin seemed to have been fouled there on that occasion with a high hurley, but play continues on with Laura Dempsey, the Glyn Barntown lady, sending it into the corner. Great flick away though by Maeve Cahalan now, and a chance for Laura Tracy. You could hear that from here. And we're going to be speaking to here by Chloe Fox.
I hope that's not Laura's hand. She's only after coming back, having been out for the last couple of months with a hand injury that she picked up in the first round of this year's club championship here in Cork. So I hope that's not another knock to that area.
You hear the clash of
yellow card
looks
there
like the back of the neck. The yellow card there for Chloe Fox, but
yeah,
Laura Tracy, it was a heavy hit on the killer fullback. Some attention going to be required here by Dave Niblock. Cork now just need to try and settle themselves in this second half. It's a really positive start though from Wexford after for the first quarter playing with 2 inside the 45.
Absolutely.
They're
I think Wexford will be very happy with the score as it stands and how they've been playing. You know, Cork and Galway and Kilkenny have been the kingpins for so long, and Wexford are more than holding their own here.
Here's Chloe Sigerson now. As Cork make a couple of moves. Sigerson goes back short though to restart the play
Again,
back to Laura Tracy.
I don't see the point in that, really.
They're trying to work it through the lines.
Yeah, if it works, it looks great, but, you know, Amy O'Connor and the forwards have the legs on the inside defenders, and Cork are just slowing up the play.
Play continues on. That ball was knocked out.
Yeah, I mean, nothing came out of it. Instead of driving that ball in, nothing came out of that now for Cork. Lost possession here now.
Quick quick sideline taken, I should say, to Sarah O'Connor. Sends a long down, but well batted down there by Pamela Mackey. Clash of the Ash. That was probably one of the new rules in the contact that can be allowed. Play continues on, and there's a foul, a pull of a jersey there, says our Galway official. It's going to be a free in for Cork, but in that clash, that minimal contact that we were just talking about at the start of the second half, Shelley Keogh has come out just slightly at the wrong end of that. She seems to be okay though, gratefully.
You know, Cork would want to be, you know, we all expect Cork to win this game. I know they've been missing a few players, but yet, you know, they want to be careful, because if they lose this, they're under ferocious pressure to go to Galway next week and get a win in order to qualify for a quarter-final. And Wexford have to win today or they're out. So you can see why Wexford seem to have that bit more urgency than Cork, I think.
Chance here now for Ciara O'Connor. That's short though. It's a chance for Amy O'Connor to set things up once again. Plays it out to her fullback, Laura Tracy. Tracy plays it long, but it's batted down there by Katie O'Connor. And Sarah O'Connor, well, it's been deemed that she's being pulled down there by Aisling Thompson.
Yeah. It was a foul, to be fair. I'm glad I didn't see another yellow card, but it was a foul.
So a second opportunity now for Chloe Fox to try and bring this game down to the reduced single point margin. And she hasn't done that.
Yeah. Cork have got 2 lucky escapes there by right. Wexford should be level with those 2 frees.
A ball going short. Luckily enough for Sigerson, she got a hurley to it, the control. It plays it inside to Linda Collins. And Collins has got inside the defender. She's got her runner on the inside. She goes for herself. There's a high hurley there. And it's going to be a free in for Linda Collins. And again, like Amy O'Connor in the first half, she can be very, very dangerous when she gets on inside the full back line.
Yeah, and again, the fast ball, you know, we have the speed, and they're depriving our full forward line there, who have tremendous speed of possession. So you can see what Linda did there when she got the nice fast ball in. Amy's doing the same on the other corner. So Cork need to get the ball in fast and stop them messing out the field.
Louise O'Leary was the Wexford defender who picked up the yellow card. And a chance now here for Orla Cronin to extend the lead out to 3 points in the early stages of this second half. And she converts that here in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. Cork leading 1-9 to 6 points. Puck out, sent over towards the far side of the field. 2 Cork players up there. And they're pushing it back, says our referee. And it's Aisling Thompson who has fouled on that occasion. And it's a chance here now for Wexford to clear the lines halfway between the 45 and 65 over on that far side of the field. That breeze has continued where it left in the second half. Probably just definitely not as strong as what it was at the start of the game. As Wexford take this free through Ciara O'Connor. Go flick away there by Shelley Keogh, but it's going to be a line ball for Cork. It was flicked out by Keogh off the hurley of Tracy. And the ball, no ball there, so sideline is going to be taken by Chloe Sigerson. As we saw Sigerson getting 2 points or 3 points it was in the club championship from sideline cuts.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
she won't get it from here. But
no, she has a beautiful strike. She's a very sweet, smooth striker of the ball.
That's probably the commentator's curse on
Yeah.
the midfielder. under pressure there is Orla Cronin. There was a chop, says our referee, and it's going to be a free in and a chance now for Cork possibly to add on a further score.
This is possibly within Chloe's range here to get this over, and she's taken it instead of Orla Cronin.
Of course, for Cork fans this afternoon, I should mention the Wexford manager is actually a Cork man. That's Kevin Tatton, of course, from Russell Rovers, who are in a county final in the lower intermediate championship when they play Castlemartyr. Of course, that'll take place in March next year. As that freeze taken by Sigerson goes right and wide. Speaking to Tatton during the week, though, even though the team were quite young, they're putting in a quite decent performance. They put in a decent performance last week, and I think they'll be quite content here this afternoon away from home.
Yeah, I think they'll be very happy with their performance. You know, they should only be a point behind. They're 3 behind. But they're more than holding their own here. And this game is still very much anyone's game.
1-9 playing 6 points and 9.5 minutes gone in this second half.
It's getting very stop-start now. I think some of those frees could be left play on and a bit of advantage given. Just keep the play going.
Ball sent long down the far sideline and it's gone out for a Wexford line ball.
Yeah, certainly the momentum has gone out of this game. It's after getting very bit lackluster.
Just to mention Kevin Tatton, and just looking over towards that far side, he's actually in the stand watching from the Boring Manor roadside of the ground. It's all the selectors are out in the field. Neil Cullen, Cathal Darcy, Niall Cafferty and Alan Brennan, part of this Wexford management. The ball has gone out for another sideline cut over on that far side. Tatton looking to try and get a bird's eye view of his players, and I did mention to me during the week, yes, they are a very young side. A lot of them, most of them are still in college. So the average age of this team around 21 or 22. A chance now here for Linda Bulger inside the 45-metre line. Difficult effort here now against the wind, but just didn't catch it, and it's gone to the right hand side and wide.
Yeah, Wexford need to be taking every opportunity that they can against the likes of Cork.
Puck out from Amy Lee, sent over. What was that far side? Long puck out there from the Pierce player. Chance here for Cork to try and get another score, but Wexford are applying numbers there defensively. Linda Collins still throwing her body in on the line, but now Wexford break out of it. And a free conceded there by Collins.
Yeah, it's very stop-start now. The first 10 minutes of the second half, it really needs to liven up a little bit again.
I think the Cork manager in front of us getting a bit frustrated now that they've only got 1 point at the start of the second half.
Yeah.
They can't add on more scores.
Yeah, you know, it's, as I said, there's no flow to the game at the moment.
That free now is sent in long to the heart of the Cork defence, and a chance here now. That ball's won by Anya Curran. Walked inside in towards Sarah O'Connor. She's breaking through the Cork defence. Cork need to try and hold her up. The referee says you've overcarried that ball. And it's going to be a free out right on the edge of the Cork parallelogram. Lucky enough there for Cork, Linda.
Yeah, I think she was well covered, to be honest with you. I think Cork had that covered off. She was well surrounded there. If she had a bit of support maybe on her right side, she might have been able to offload it, but her support was to the left of her.
Amy Lee sending a free on towards the near sideline, but it's Wexford who have won on this occasion through Katie O'Connor. Paddy Mackey is claiming for steps, but ball goes out over the sideline. It's going to be a sideline ball, which is going to be taken by Chloe Sigerson. No matter the result here today, and I know we've got 18, 19 minutes left in this, Cork have a lot to work on ahead of the game against Galway next week.
An awful lot to work on. You'd hope that this would be just cobwebs, but it's not a very impressive Cork display at this moment in time.
Trina Mackey winning that sideline ball, paying it back to Sigerson, but Wexford have 2 free defenders back there. Ciara O'Connor, one of those. She's been very good in this second half, breaking through 2 tackles as well. St. Martin's lady is still on the run, and she's being fouled inside there as well by Orla Cronin. He says there was a chop in the hand.
Yeah. In fairness, Orla Cronin made a good run back, but really Cork should have cut across there. But it was a great run by Ciara O'Connor, who's had a fine game throughout so far. She's been everywhere.
Wexford are just starting to open up a little bit here on Park. You're in 1-9 to 160 lead in the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Championship. Coverage today brought to you by Black Bee Investments, co-sponsors of the Cork Camogie teams, who are pollinating great ideas across Cork. A chance here for Linda Bulger, and it's down to 2 points now. Wexford very much, Linda Melrick, a full value for their performance so far.
Absolutely, you know, and they should at the very least be level, if not a point ahead of Cork at this moment in time. So, as I said, there's another 15, 17 minutes left to go to this game, and really, Cork, you know, it's not a given that Cork will win this game, and the performance out there that they're giving.
Super tackle there by Pamela Mackey. Sorry, super tackle by Pamela Mackey there. Aisling Thompson evading the tackle of Sarah O'Connor. And a chance now possibly for Amy O'Connor to get onto this breaking ball. Did very well to commit herself to it. Sold the candy left, went right. Popped the ball inside, but just didn't match the dummy. And a foul there by a Cork player, and it's going to be a free out. Looks like Orla Cronin it is who's going to be spoken to for that trip. And another yellow card going to be brandished in this game. Six yellow cards in this game already. It's not as if, Linda, has been a dirty stroke in this game, really.
No, and that's why I think yellow cards are just given out way too easily, and it can, as I said earlier, get inside a player's head, and they end up tending to hold back a little bit, and it does take from a game. I mean, 6 yellow cards at this point in a very clean game it's wrong, really.
We're in water break territory, so that'll be taken, you would think, at the next end of phase of play. That free not well taken though by Ciara O'Connor, and here's Aisling Thompson being well marshalled, but she was accidentally tripped there by Sarah O'Connor. She did flick a hurley there just to get O'Connor out the way, and Thompson is going to be handing the sliotar off to Chloe Sigerson. And an opportunity now, Linda, for Cork to possibly get a score. They're going to work it short.
Yeah, they need to score from here now. Drive it.
Hannah Looney playing it back towards Linda Hayes.
And score from here.
Pamela Mackey, but a great block inside there.
Again.
And cleared out by the Wexford defence. And can Wexford now turn the tide and get another score? Ellen Murphy under pressure for Cork. Good pressure there by Anya Curran. But again, Cork breaking out. And Linda Hayes has done very, very well. Played it into the corner towards Pamela Mackey. Here's Amy O'Connor. Look outside the 20-metre line, so left, went right. The St. Vincent's lady turns back on her left-hand side, played it inside towards Katrina Mackey. And Mackey the jersey was pulled, and it's a free inside the 20-metre line for Cork, and a chance now to extend that lead back out to 3. It was more better from Cork, albeit it was a bit clumsy at the early stage of that phase, but worked better when it went inside Amy O'Connor.
Yeah. You know, if Cork spread it a bit more and just got the ball in fast, the full forward line will do damage.
Orla Cronin now with an opportunity of it. Another free to add to her tally this afternoon. In the 48th minute, that ball goes in, and that is where the water break is going to be called for. Orla Cronin converting that free, 110 to 19. Orla Cronin with 110 to 17, I should say, sorry. And Orla Cronin with, is it 8 points? I think it is.
7 from frees, yeah. Which means that Cork have scored 1-3 from play. Really, at this level, they need more than that, you know.
Just Wexford, really, who've got the better start in that second half with the early goal. They've won that quarter, 1-1 to 2 points, and they'll be quite content with that.
I think they will, yeah. Again, you know, I think they'll be very happy with their performance. Travelling here to Cork today, a young team, developing team. Unfortunately for them, with the groups being so small on account of the condensed period that we're playing the championship in, they don't win today, they're out. You know, another few games for Wexford would do the world of good this year. But, you know, I mean, the game isn't over yet.
No.
It's Cork we could be worrying about at the end of all this, you know.
And
because
of course, both teams have games, turnaround games, of course, depending on results today. And of course, tomorrow, Galway play Offaly in the second game in round 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, you'd expect Galway to win that. Then Wexford have Offaly as well.
Offaly next week.
Yes, and then Cork
play
have
Galway
Galway.
Sunday.
So you may be sure that next weekend, if Wexford beat Cork today, both of them go into next weekend, and a win will get them through to a quarter final. But Cork will face Galway in their own backyard. Wexford have Offaly. You'd imagine that Wexford, the scales are tipping in Wexford's favour if they win here today to get through to a quarter final, because Cork will have their work cut out in Galway next weekend.
Sure will indeed. It's all to play for in this final quarter of the Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship, Group 1, Round 2. Of course, 3 groups with the top 2 qualifying out of each group. Of course, it's all to play for. The best 2 winners go straight to the semi-finals. And the 3rd winner and the 3 runners-up going to quarter-finals. As we look around the field once again, we don't think there's any substitutions after taking place.
No.
Although, as I say that, no, it's actually, no. Anna Hennessy's still on the field, so she's still there as the play is resumed from the puck out of Laura Brennan. Sent over towards that far side. Sarah O'Connor is under pressure, but Cork have won this breaking ball. Thompson going back down the line. There's 2 Cork players up the line over on that far side. Linda Hayes is one of those. Hayes going for a shot up at the 21-metre flag, but this ball training left and wide. So Laura Hayes sending that to the left-hand side and wide. 110 to 1-7. 10 minutes left of regulation time plus injury. The puck out down towards us near touchdown, but it's broken down there by Izzy O'Regan. Izzy doing very well inside. First ball she's after catching in this second half. Foul there on Orla Cronin. That's a persistent foul, if you may say. And it is Anya Lacey is the lady who is going to be put into the notebook for that deliberate foul.
Yeah, it's great for Izzy O'Regan too from Ballygarvan to be making her debut here today, and she's done well.
She's actually going to be spoken to by our referee. And again, it's going to be a possible yellow card here.
Every time Cork get that ball inside there, something comes out of it. They're just not getting it in there enough or fast enough.
110 plays 1-7. A yellow card brandished to the Wexford fullback Anya Lacey wearing number 18. So a chance now for Orla Cronin. Cronin converting that free. 51.5 minutes gone on the clock. Cork just leading by the 4 points, 111 to 1-7. Puck out sent long over towards the far side of the field. And this time it's a Cork line ball. Cork getting the 2 breaks in this final quarter. And chance now for Cork to set up in Sigerson to launch another rebel attack. Not too many options. A lot of them going down that far sideline. Beautiful cut there by Sigerson, sent into the corner. There's a chance here.
Well done.
Ball's walked inside. Amy O'Connor. 2 players went up for the ball and just going to have to be a stoppage in play. There's actually a substitute on the Cork team. Clona Healy has made her way onto the field. We'll just try and gather to see who is...
Cleena Healy.
Cleena Healy, sorry.
Yep.
Just might gather to see who has come off.
Who's coming off?
It might be Katrina Mackey. We'll just gather that in a moment. As that clash ball is thrown in, Wexford have won this clash ball. The referee saying a swipe of the hurley there across that knocked the Wexford man. And it's going to be a free out for Wexford. Just scanning across the field. I think it is Katrina Mackey is the one who has come off. As that free is taken down into the corner. Looking Around with Cork, just under pressure. Wexford looking to try and clear this one. They've got a breaking ball through Chloe Fox. Fox under pressure, just offloads it outside. Hannah Looney
Nowhere
just standing there, and they've dealt very well, Cork, but she's played it outside to Jackie Quigley. The ball, though, just going to be held up in the wind, and Amy Lee playing a really good ball outside, but just not controlled by Izzy O'Regan. It's turned into a 50-50 ball, but the Ballygarvan lady has dealt with it very, very well. Pops the ball over towards the far side as that advantage is accrued. Here's Aisling Thompson, but she was blocked on that occasion. The Wexford players seem to have been taken out off the ball. Play continues on into the ruck. We go once again. As Linda has mentioned, this has been a very much stop-start second half. Anya Curran under pressure now to play it cross field over towards that far side. Over towards that far side, Shelley Keogh now walking aside the 45-metre line. Keogh blocked though when taking the shot. She's got a second opportunity. That wasn't the greatest of balls, but she's going to get away with it. Well, we thought she was, but Ellen Murphy's inside her, showing good strength to stand over the ball. But again, Wexford are still fighting with their boots on. Linda Bulger played the ball outside to Sarah O'Connor, but a great block inside there by Hannah Looney, and wins the breaking ball. Coming out of the Cork defence, Looney plays the ball, no advantage though.
Yeah, he should have allowed advantage there. I think he wants to give another yellow, does he?
Yeah, to Emma Walsh.
I think he loves the colour.
Just unfortunate because the advantage could have been played. He could have given the yellow card at the end of the phase. So chance now here for Chloe Sigerson, just outside the Galway 65-metre line. Opportunity to get Sigerson on the score. She hasn't scored yet this afternoon with the aid of the breeze. It's gone to the left-hand side and wide. They're ones that Cork need to be taken in that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of that kind of a game, isn't it? It's lost momentum, it's lost a bit of kick, it's lost a bit of drive. I suppose without a bit of a crowd here, there's not a great atmosphere, and, you know, those type of wides aren't helping.
The ball won inside the centre of the park by Linda Bulger. Plays it inside. There's an opportunity inside here for Anya Curran. Turns back on the right inside. Anya Curran with a super score for Wexford, and that brings it back down to a one-score game once again.
Anya Curran. Yeah, she was waiting again there slightly. It's just something that Cork have to work on.
Puck out to Pamela Mackey. Sends it inside the full forward line straight away, but again it's Wexford who've come onto the breaking ball. Looking to try and clear out of it is Anna Hennessy. Hops the ball short, under pressure, ball spilt out of the ruck. And a chance, we've got Linda Collins inside in her own 65-metre line. Hannah Looney though did very well there, and here's Ella Murphy, just drop punch that one up towards Chloe Sigerson. Sent into the corner, here's Cleona Healy. The Bullock ladies dealt with it very well. Pops the ball inside. There's an opportunity of a goal here for Amy O'Connor, and it is into the back of the net. A second goal here for Amy O'Connor. And really, Cleona Healy did all the donkey work inside in the corner.
Yeah, great first touch for Cleona Healy there. Fantastic. And a great finish by Amy.
Substitution here for Wexford. Number 22 is coming on, Tara Doyle. And it looks like
we've a Cork
substitution as well. So Fiona Keaton is coming off. And it might be Saoirse McCarthy is the one who is. Super catch there by the Cork defender. That was Pamela Mackey. It is Chloe Fox who's made her way off the field for Wexford.
Tara Doyle for Chloe Fox.
That is confirmed by co-analysts. Linda Melrick, of course, of the Evening Echo, of course, winning 6 All-Ireland titles with Cork. Last one back in 2004. Who's joining us in co-commentary this afternoon. Here's the free one by Wexford. Here's Ciara O'Connor sending the ball into the corner. And a chance here now for Cork to try and clear their lines. Aisling Thompson under pressure now. Played it across over towards Pamela Mackey. Mackey just thought about it, but played it outside up towards Laura Hayes. Chance here now for Chloe Sigerson. Sends this one long inside, but Laura Brennan just stopped the ball from going in, and Linda Collins is in there to mark her. Collins now just trying to compose herself, has got possession. Smart ball across to the substitutes. Come on, Saoirse McCarthy. McCarthy looking for a third goal, and they've done it indeed. Third goal for Saoirse McCarthy. That probably coming off the back of something that we haven't seen too often this afternoon, Linda. A mistake from the Wexford keeper, Linda Brennan.
Yeah, but again, fast ball by Cork. You know, I know I'm repeating myself, but a couple of fast balls in, Cork have 2 goals. That's what we should be doing from the start.
Ball well won defensively there, and a chance for Hannah Looney to break out. Saoirse McCarthy is the lady who came in there scoring that goal, came in as a substitute moments ago. Here's Laura Hayes. And the ball inside in towards Amy O'Connor.
It's a free, she was pulled back by the arm.
O'Connor still going, no advantage. But now there's a pull of the jersey, says a referee. And there's going to be a third substitution here. It's a second one for Cork. And it's Libby Coppinger, of course, the dual All-Star, dual All-Ireland winner who is entering the game. I'm just waiting to see who's coming off. Looks like Chloe Sigerson is being called ashore by the Cork management.
Yeah, and I think Cork are right to bring in subs at this point. They're going to need those players next week against Galway. Certainly Saoirse and Cleena Healy. It's great for them to get more senior inter-county championship experience behind them.
So we are in injury time here in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. And from being only a 3-point game in a matter of 3 minutes, Cork had got 2 quick goals, which has really put this game to bed. That doesn't really put the scoreline what it reflects the game. But Orla Cronin converting this free, making it 3-12 to 1-8. The puck out quickly taken there by Brennan. We mentioned that a while ago, the difference between the 2 keepers is quite immense indeed. That ball's broken outside towards Amy O'Connor. Looked to try and snap the ball over the top quickly, but it was stopped inside there by Louise O'Leary. Cork though under pressure, trying to press up the field. But again, Wexford breaking out. Jackie Quigley now trying to work it out on a solo. There's a shoulder there though. Looks illegal. And it's going to be...
Yeah, I think it was just probably a bit of a trip up between legs there, was it? Yeah, a bit of a... something and nothing really, but it's another free for Wexford. But, you know, obviously the game is safely Cork's at this point, but an awful lot of work to do.
On this performance though, Linda, the scoreline's very much flattering on Cork.
Absolutely very flattering, yeah. Yeah.
Referee now speaking to Aisling Thompson. A yellow card brandished to Thompson. Discipline is obviously something that's going to have to be worked on over the next 7 days by Paddy Murray and his team.
Yeah, I suppose, look, a lot of them were soft, so in that regard you can't do anything really. You have to go out and play the game, you have to go in strong for tackles, and I think a lot of the yellow cards were harsh.
Chance now for Sarah O'Connor to drop this ball. It's going to land inside the 13-metre line, clash the ash in the air. Wexford are going to win this one off the bottom of that ruck. And there was a pull of the jersey there. It's going to be a 20-metre free for Wexford. So a late opportunity now. We've 2.5 minutes gone in injury time.
This is actually welcome for Cork. You know, it's no harm to, you know, even if Wexford scored this, you know, the game is Cork's. And it's a good test for Cork now to try and keep this out.
So a chance now. Quigley just gives it off to Joanne Dillon. Rackrowan, Cushenstown. There's 6 Cork ladies. There's a lot of encroachment there.
Well saved, Amy Lee.
Really good shot though.
Yeah.
Saved by Amy Lee as well.
Save, yeah.
Still a second opportunity and stopped inside there by Hannah Looney by her hand. And
That's it.
that is the full-time whistle here in Park Urin in this Liberty Insurance All-Ireland Senior Camogie Championship. Cork coming away with the points, winning on a scoreline of 3-12 to 1-8. But Linda Melrick, as we look back in the game as a whole, Cork could be quite flattered with this result.
Sure, yeah. The 2 goals there by Amy and Saoirse in the last couple of minutes, as you said, up to, at a 1 point there early in the second half, and Wexford possibly should have got at least drawn level. Very stop-start second half. Kind of a lacklustre game. You can even see Cork's demeanour walking off the pitch. They know they haven't performed. But full credit to Wexford. They like last week, they worked very hard. Their work was tremendous. Particularly in the first half, they closed Cork down an awful lot. When Cork opened it a little bit more, like we've been saying from the start of the game, we have the speed inside, we got the goals, but we're going to have to give the players inside the chance to show their skill and playing with the ball out on the middle of the field in their half-back line. It caught them last year against Galway in the All-Ireland semi-final, and I think they need to play more direct myself.
Of course, you're missing the likes of Gemma O'Connor as well this afternoon, who's a huge loss to Cork this afternoon. Picked up an injury during the week, so hopefully she'll be recovered by next week. But just to turn our attention to Wexford for a moment, you would have to be impressed, albeit it's a very, very young team, you would have to be impressed with their performance, and the scoreline doesn't reflect the performance that they made this afternoon. No,
absolutely not. And, just a little bit of an experience in some areas, and, not driving on when they got that goal in the second half, and the couple of wides after that killed their momentum again. Whereas had they tapped over those couple of frees and drawn the game level, it would have really given them an impetus. But look, they've Offaly next week. They're out this stage. They can't advance unless something. No, I don't. They can't advance. They've no loss. They've no win at this stage. But I think there's good work going on in Wexford. That's a far better performance than I've seen from them in the last couple of seasons. The last time they travelled here, they lost by 119 to 7 points. And, a young team building, they can be impressed with their performance. I know they'll be disappointed. Yes, they're building, but teams go out to win. And they go out to advance, and they obviously wanted to get to a quarter-final. But they're in a tough group with Galway and Cork, to be fair to them.
Indeed,
so they've had a good campaign.
Cork now qualify for a quarter-final, All-Ireland Championship quarter-final. So looking forward, of course, Galway have to play tomorrow first, so we'll see how that gets on against Offaly. But then they have to travel to Pearse Stadium. So a tricky encounter going away from home, but then you've got to contend with that. There's 3 or 4 players that'll be playing the dual status next weekend. Cork footballers are playing Saturday against Kerry. Sunday, the Camogie players are out against Galway. So the management have a lot to contend with over the next 7 days.
They do. Look, if they beat Galway next week, they'll end up topping the group. They'll head straight to a semi-final. But there's a lot to be said for playing a quarter-final too in that extra game. So, look, it depends on injuries. It depends on if the likes of Gemma is back. Katrina Mackey went off today. She wasn't herself. She's been carrying an injury. Laura Tracy's first game back after early club championship with a broken hand. They know they have a lot to do, so we'll see what faces them in Galway next weekend.
And we'll see Paddy Mackey just dishing out the instructions, or Paddy Murray, dish out the instructions behind us. Players they know themselves.
They know themselves. They're mature. They're around a long time. Paddy doesn't have to spell out to them what went right or what went wrong. I'd say he's probably saying to them, "Look, it's our first game. The cobwebs, and there are cobwebs, and the cobwebs are out of the way now, and hopefully they'll drive on from here." So he won't say too much to them tonight. He'll let it go till Tuesday night possibly, and they'll sit down then, analyse the game. They'll have their stats to hand, and they'll talk about it then.
Okay, look, thanks very much, Linda, for joining us this afternoon.
You too.
Hopefully we'll see you during the winter months. And do stay tuned, though, because we've got more reaction to come. We'll be hearing from Paddy Murray himself very shortly indeed. Don't move that dial. We'll be getting more reaction from the Cork panel very shortly indeed.
Thanks, Patrick.
Just leave it there. Sit down in front of your hand. Whenever you're ready, so Anthony. Delighted to say Paddy Murray is here with us after their 3-12-18 victory this afternoon. Paddy, I suppose, look, first game after 8 months. It's a competitive game. It's a win under your belt.
Yeah, I suppose a great game to get. I suppose our third game this year, so certainly we were rusty. Wouldn't be happy with the performance, particularly in the middle quarter, or the third quarter really killed us. I think the first half was quite good in patches. You'd like us to probably move the ball that bit quicker, but other than that, I thought we were fairly good in the first half. Just that, I suppose, third quarter really killed us. Galway came at it, or Wexford came at us, and they troubled us for long periods of that quarter,
I suppose, look, again, it's a game under your belt, but you've had difficult circumstances over the last couple of weeks. The game last week being forfeited, it would have been a good competitive game to get under your belt going into today.
Yeah, it would. Look, there's no doubt about that, and particularly in the conditions that we're playing in. And, look, I suppose I don't want to be making excuses, but we've had a number of injuries over the last number of weeks as well, so our preparation hasn't been good. So it's a good game to get. I think the bottom line really is what I said to him after the game. We're in the quarter final now. I think that's really all we want. We've 5 girls probably making their debut here today as well. So this team is very, very young, and I think every game that we'll probably play this year, we're going to be in a dogfight.
It was hard work today, but I suppose the 2 goals might flatter you towards the end.
Yeah, possibly did, but we think we changed things around there. Just coming to the end of the third quarter, and I think that paid off really. So yeah, look, to be fair to Wexford, they put it up to us, and we're facing into Galway next week. Now could be a long trip for us.
We'll speak of that in a moment. The club championship this year, Paddy, how good, how influential has it been for Cork this year?
Look, I suppose it certainly gave us a couple of players. It certainly doesn't bring the girls up to speed whatsoever. I think that is totally different. I would have preferred probably the club championship to finish that bit earlier. That would have given us probably a greater chance to get ready, because the level of pace between both club and inter-county is massive,
A couple of players in the field just to mention, I suppose Amy O'Connor and Linda Collins, when they got on ball inside, they were quite dangerous.
Yeah, look, I suppose the key really was for us to get the ball in, and for long parts of that game we didn't do it, and or if we were, it was really a 50-50 ball. So look, if they get a ball into space, they'll hurt any opposition.
I mentioned at the start of the year in Páirc Uí Chaoimh, we spoke about different rules. You had frustrations about rules. You've had 5 or 6 months to look over them, to work on things. I know you hadn't had the players, but the new rules, how do you find them? I suppose the contact is the one that is really the grey area.
Yeah, but look, to be fair to John today, I think he refereed it very, very well. Certainly there's more physicality in it. I think we're all crying out for that. And, so I had no problem with the way it was ref today. The quick puck out as well, maybe something that the hurling might look at, in that it speeds up the game as well, So, hopefully they'll stay.
Look forward now to next week, next Sunday game against Galway. Of course, they're in action tomorrow against Offaly down in Pearse Stadium. You'll be travelling to Pearse Stadium next Sunday, so a lot to work on now for the week.
Yeah, it is a fairly daunting prospect, I suppose, really, to be going up. We're probably down 5 from last year, and Galway have really strengthened with the McGraths coming back into it, and Rebecca Henley going very well, Roisin Black coming back into it. So certainly they're a far stronger outfit than last year. And some people would say we're weaker. So could be a lonely journey home for us.
Well, look, you've qualified for a quarter final anyway for a start. Best luck next week, and well done in today's win victory.
Thanks a million. Well done. Oh yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, Paddy.
Amy, it's good to be back again. Claudia, it's been
We're not on visual, are we?
You are now. Let's give a smile. Just want to say, just focus in on something else now.
It's Cork match on yet.
Just waiting for our next person to interview, guys. Thank you so much.
That's Mary's.
Somebody said, well done, Paddy, quarter-final. Here we come.
Yeah, we see if they win next week during the semi-finals. So.
Someone's on. Let me turn it on.
Captain Amy O'Connor joins us, and Amy, I can see the smile on your face. You're thrilled to get that victory this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely thrilled. Obviously the performance was a bit lacklustre at times and we know we'll need to make massive improvements, but it's good to get back out onto the pitch and it's good to be playing championship again after so long. So we're just delighted with the win. That's what we came here to do and we know we'll need to improve going forward. So I'm just happy with the victory.
I suppose it's been a long time this year waiting for a game, 8 months. Like he played a game down in the park. I was there that night against Waterford. A quite decent enough performance for the first game of the year, and then to get games postponed by Clare and Offaly. It's been a long wait.
Yeah.
31st of October now?
Yeah, I think it's 237 days since our last competitive game. So it's been a very, very long time. And I suppose with all the uncertainty, you kind of always had in the back of your head questions, despite remaining as positive as you could, whether or not it would go ahead. So it's definitely brilliant that we're playing championship and it's going ahead and we've won and we've kind of achieved our objective from the start of the year regardless of COVID. It was to get to the quarter-final stage, to get to the knockout stage, so we've managed that now. So we're quite happy with that and we know where we need to improve.
Speak about the game itself. It was quite a physical game, quite a tough game in that first half, but that goal you did get was quite a good, decent shot.
Yeah, it's definitely always a physical game against Wexford, and I suppose against the other teams in our group, the likes of Galway, they'll be a very physical side as well. And I think there's been comments made about Cork being a very light team and how we're sunshine hurlers, but we can put it up to the best of them as well in terms of physicality. With the likes of Ashton Thompson there in midfield, a very physical player. So despite the weather and despite this winter hurling, we're happy to be playing, and we're not always sunshine hurlers. So it was good to get the win, especially in that kind of physicality today.
Speak about the second goal late in the second half there. Clean Healy working hard for that ball. You made a long run, a 40-yard long bursting run to get inside to the 20-metre box.
Yeah, I kind of with Clean Healy. Clean is a very, very intelligent player. I love playing with her. So when she gets the ball, she'll always look up, and she has the capability to make those passes through the eye of a needle. So I knew if I made that run that she'd play me in. So the run was definitely worthwhile. So yeah.
You have a couple of injuries as well as kind of hampered things, I suppose, and you also have to contend with the 5 dual players in your panel that are out next Saturday, so
yeah.
A lot to work with over the next 7 days.
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal with the game next Saturday. I suppose selfishly we would have probably preferred that the Camogie went first and then the football went second, but look, beggars can't be choosers. We're happy that the girls can play and that an agreement has been made between the LGFA and the Camogie Association. Yes, we have a few injuries, but our panel is quite strong. We've lots of youth and energy. So it's great to be able to bring people like that in. You saw Izzy O'Regan there today. She made her debut, and I'd love to see her GPS figures. It's just up and down the line all the time. So when you have energy like that, and a panel that like we have, it's great to be able to bring people in.
How different is it playing a game here in Parker? Always nice to come into Parker, but behind closed doors, it must be a surreal feeling.
Yeah, it's I suppose in some ways there's never many people at Camogie matches anyway. Like in terms of men's, you could have 45,000 at a match, and whereas a ladies' game for championship you would not have, kind of nowhere near that. So it's something that we're not focusing on too much. Obviously, you can hear a pin drop sometimes in the game, so it's important for the communication on the pitch to be spot on and for people to talk their way through the game. But it's not something we're focusing on too much. We're just glad to be playing, glad to be playing championship. So yeah, we'll just have to get over it.
And look, I suppose to mention as well, the county board just getting the matches stream for both supporters at home who are watching on this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose you've some die-hard supporters there that come to all our games, that'll travel the length and breadth of the country. I'm thinking of my boyfriend at home. He's traumatised that he couldn't get in today, but it's great that we can stream the games and people can see them from home. So we kind of said during the week there's probably more people watching a Camogie match now because they can watch it at home than if the gate was open today. So it's great exposure for Camogie, and it's brilliant that the county board managed to organise all this.
Looking forward now to next Sunday. Of course, Galway are in action tomorrow, but next week you're facing Galway up in Pearse Stadium. Always a tough trip up to Galway.
Yeah, always a tough trip, and I suppose it's made that bit tougher this year. There's no buses, we have to travel alone, kind of, I suppose, meal times. There's just the logistics of it is going to be a bit different. We're going into an unfamiliar territory, so it'll be tough, but we're going up to Galway, we've nothing to lose. I know we definitely need to make improvements on our performance today, but we'll go up there and try to perform to the best of our ability. And I know, like I've said it already, our objective at the start of the year was to make the knockout stage. We've achieved that objective now, albeit by only winning one game because of the Offaly game being cancelled. But we definitely know that a performance like that today won't win us anything, so definitely need to make improvements.
Look, best luck, and best luck to next week as well.
Thanks a million.
That was Amy O'Connor, our captain, this afternoon, who has won. Cork have won this game this afternoon, 3-12 to 1-8. And what was a scrappy performance at times, but 2 goals from the Cork captain and Saoirse McCarthy with the third goal. Cork leave with the points, and they have qualified, as Amy has said, with the quarter-final spot claimed. But of course, they have that game against Galway next week, and all to play for, because the winner of that game, depending on the result tomorrow, but still the winner of that game next Sunday will qualify for the All-Ireland semi-finals, which could be crucial to either side, giving it an extra week's break going forward. I'd like to thank the team here of Sport Export Cork, who produced the game this afternoon for the county board, and thanks to Black Bee Investments, of course, who pollinate great ideas across Cork for sponsoring the coverage this afternoon. My name is Patrick Mulcahy. My thanks to Linda Melrick, who joined us in Cork Commentary as well. Thank you for watching as well. We'll catch you all very soon here with the Camogie board, and that's it from us here in Parker Inn. We'll talk to you all again very soon.